Now, I've learned a lot about human nature during the making of the previous 35 episodes, which is why I think it's going to be interesting on the day this show is first broadcast to see quite how many people will get in touch before even the end of this sentence to tell me that I'm not wearing a checked shirt. It just so happens... Just because I may have worn a checked shirt in every other episode, and I have. It's not like it's a costume, is it? It's just a shirt, isn't it? You know, obviously we should update this, really, shouldn't we? We've got the space there for the final show of the series. We should just... There it is, yeah. I mean, it's still actually very much the same. It's just a shirt. It's not like watching an episode of Rainbow and discovering that today Bungle isn't dressed as Bungle, is it? It's not like... Suddenly, you're just watching a naked man having very basic concepts of life explained to him by Jeffrey. It's not like that at all, is it? No. Anyway, it will be interesting to see how many people have pointed it out to me, and I suspect they will, because one thing I've learned over these past 5 years is if you appear on TV, people will scrutinise what you're wearing. For example, take a look at this. This is a tweet from a few years ago. At Dave Gorman, watching you on Sunday Brunch. Okay, I was on Sunday Brunch promoting the start of Series 2. Watching you on Sunday Brunch, seen that shirt before. Series 1, Episode 3. Hashtag caught you. Hashtag cheap Gorman. Hashtag same shirt. Hashtag cheapskate. And they're right, I was wearing the same shirt. Here I am in Series 1, Episode 3. I don't know if you remember, it was a very comb-heavy show, that one. A lot of comb-related material, wasn't there? Yeah. What do you do with the combs you don't want? Yeah. And here I am on Sunday Brunch, sitting next to the one man who wants all the combs and the one man who doesn't want any at all. And yes, my correspondent has correctly identified that I've worn that shirt before. But it's the idea that I've somehow been caught out, or that this makes me cheap, that I find baffling. Because as well as owning that shirt, I also own a magic box. It looks like this. It allows me to wear all of my clothes on multiple occasions. Are we supposed to assume that the person who wrote this burns their outfit at the end of every day, ready to start again the next day with a whole new, never-before-worn outfit? Nobody does that. You all wear clothes twice, don't you? In fact, I know you lot do, because you were all here last week, and... I'm pretty sure you're all wearing exactly the same clothes. Now, I think... They'll work it out, Now, I think this tweet is supposed to be some light, banterful dig at me. But some people really do seem to care, don't they? The fashion police are out there monitoring what other people wear. Well, it's obviously not a real police force, is it? Nobody ever talks about a fashion constable, do they? That would be a ridiculous thing to say. I mean, there aren't fashion constables who are hoping to make fashion sergeant one day, are there? There aren't pairs of hard-bitten fashion detectives being forced to hand in their fashion police badges by world-weary fashion police commissioners. They don't exist. Bit of a tongue twister, that. Don't think I've ever repeated the word fashion quite so much as that, actually. I feel like some kind of expert fashion repeater. He said, as if expert fashion repeater was a thing. Of course, anyway, back to the show, sorry. As with so many things in life, it seems there's one rule for me and another rule for the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton. You see, when I wear a shirt twice, I get called cheap. But if Kate Middleton does it, she's thrifty, apparently. Yeah. Oh, thrifty Kate strikes again, yeah? Pregnant Duchess wears designer dress for the 3rd time. And here are the photos of her wearing the same dress. And this, apparently, is Kate being thrifty. Because, as the Daily Mail story goes on to point out, Kate is known for her sensitivity to the economic climate. Yeah. That dress cost £2,000. Wearing a £2,000 dress 3 times is not being sensitive to the economic climate. That's 666 quid a pop, for crying out loud. And do you know what else it isn't? Recycling. Often recycling her expensive gowns. Wearing a dress more than once isn't recycling. There is a phrase for it. It's called owning a dress. It's what you're supposed to do with a dress, right? I've got a pair of underpants, right? I wore these for 15 years, and they are now a duster. That's recycling. You might think that the Mail would be the right place to look for this sort of coverage. But I think the news organisation most obsessed with Kate Middleton's recycling of outfits is actually E! Entertainment News. It's a TV channel. You'll know if you've seen it. You know how on Dave, for example, if you look at the top left-hand corner of your screen, you should be able to see the name of the channel, Dave. Well, on E! Entertainment News, they put it bottom right-hand corner down here, and they just pay a presenter's assistant to physically hold it on a card next to him. They do. They do. Look, you've probably seen it. You'll have noticed. There it is. Now, if you're familiar with the channel, you probably think its focus is much more on American celebrities, and it kind of is. But if you search on their website for Kate Middleton Recycles, you will find 7,562 results. I think May the 4th, 2016 must have been a very special day for them because she did it twice that day. In the morning, she opened a children's play area at Hampton Court Palace and she'd worn that outfit before. Then later on, she went to an exhibition at the National Portrait Gallery and guess what? Yeah, she'd worn that dress before also. Imagine the excitement at E! News Towers when they got to publish the headline, Kate Middleton recycles 2 outfits in one day. It's a twofer. Oh, absolutely. Like an expert fashion repeater. It turns out it is a thing. Turns out it is a thing. Who would have thought it? Turns out. Now, as well as publishing this story about her wearing 2 repeat outfits in one day, they also, earlier in that day, published this story about her repeating the first outfit earlier the same day. Now, because these 2 stories were published on the same day, they show us quite how quickly they turn this stuff around. Well, look, she was opening this children's play area about, well, let's have a look, at about 11:20. 11:20. And they were publishing their story about it less than 3 hours later at 1 minute past 2. And she was turning up at the National Portrait Gallery at, about 6:15. And they published their story again less than 3 hours later at 5 minutes past 9. In less than 3 hours, they can get the photos, look at every other photo there has ever been of her, identify the occasions on which an outfit has been worn before, identify every accessory, write and then publish a story about exactly when she wore it before and exactly what is different about the way she's wearing it now. It is possible for these people. I can't believe they do this. They can venerate this woman for wearing clothes twice, something which everyone on Earth does. Here's just a random sampling of stories from the E! website, OK? Let's have a look at a few sample quotes. Re-wearing old dresses is just Kate's thing. Heck, it's one of the reasons her fans adore her. Since getting hitched to William, Kate's wardrobe has been the object of intense scrutiny. Say the people who publish stories about everything she wears within 3 hours of her wearing it. By fashion constables. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. This is not the first time Middleton has recycled an outfit, which makes her even more lovable, because it's a reminder that she's really just like us. Except she has the key to the crown jewels. My God! Oh, the royal family really are different, aren't they? Did any of you lot know that William has to keep his tackle under lock and key? I had no idea. Her position is the UK has fallen on hard times, so it's inappropriate to frolic in new high fashion for every single outfit. God, we just love this woman. And yet, I think they're finding this situation tricky at E! Towers because the more Kate recycles her clothes, the more they have to recycle their articles about her recycling her clothes. I think their tolerance for all of this is becoming a little stretched. There are clues in the coverage. For example, this. Is it time for Kate Middleton to stop recycling clothes? At the end of the day, she is royalty. Why not take advantage? Well, I'll tell you why not, E. According to you last week, it was something to do with being concerned about the economic climate. But if you're bored of saying it, I suppose we should all move on.